Good afternoon, YouTube. My name is Cornelius, and I'm coming at you guys with a video to show you how to interact with Icloud using Python. Okay, I have my Icloud account pulled up right now, and I'm logged in with my username and password. Okay, I'm in the main page right now. As you can see, got the contacts, Icloud Drive, notes, pages, numbers, keynotes, and settings. Well, I created a program where I can interact with Icloud and I can change any of this data that's on my Icloud account. Okay, first let's open up my contacts. Let that load up. And as you can see, I only have one contact into my Icloud account, and that contact name is LeBron James, one of my favorite basketball player. Okay, and I have some data already filled out for you guys. This data is just a template so that I'm using right now for this video. None of this data is real. Okay, and as you can see on the LeBron James contact, I have the phone numbers filled out. I have the work filled out with the addresses. I have the birthday, and I also have some social media accounts. Okay. And what I want to show you guys how I can interact with this using Python. Okay. First, let me open up my Python shell. This is my interpreter. Okay, my PyShell. And what I want to do now, I want to import my module. So I'm going to import Icloud. From Icloud, import Icloud. That is the name of my program. Okay. I think it's a capital I, which it is. Okay. Capital I. And now, okay, that I got my Icloud account pulled, my Icloud program pulled up. Now I want to import my credentials so I can log in. I save my credential as a variable so I can access it that way. So I won't have to pull up my information on the screen. So let me import that now. So from Icloud, import credentials as cred. That's what I'm going to name it. Okay, now what I want to do with my program, I want to access my contacts. So let me do that now. So let me save a variable called contacts equals Icloud, and let me log in using my credentials. So I'm going to pass my credentials, my username and my password. So I'm going to say user _1. That is the name of my credential, and it is a tuple. So let me pass that in as a tuple, and you can see on the screen once I press enter, it will let me log in. Okay, it's logging in now. I know you guys heard that or not, but my phone just vibrated with the security code passed to my phone. So let me enter the security code now, and it is 7082. Let me press enter. Alright. Now as you can see on the screen, it said Icloud logged in successfully as cbboy1614@gmail.com. So now that I'm logged into my account, let's see, am I really logged in my account? So let me try to access some of this data that's into my contacts. Let me try to access it. Okay. So let me get my contact's name. I created a function called names where I can pull up all the names of my contacts pulled up in my Icloud account. So let me access that now. So I'm gonna say contacts.name with an S, contacts.names, and you can see it only pulls up one name, and that name is LeBron James, just like it is on the website. Now, if I want to access any of LeBron James information from phones, addresses, birthdays, social media sites, birthdays, anything, if I want to access that through my program, I can simply do this by this. So let me save a variable called contacts, and let me pull up this function right here that's called contacts, where it pull up all of my contacts information. Okay, now let me save that as a variable called contacts. If I spelled that right. No, I did not. Okay, let's fix that. Okay, now that I have contacts right here, let me press enter, and it will show you all the contacts that I have into my iCloud account. Since I only have one contact into my iCloud account, it's only going to pull up the data from one of my contacts, and that's LeBron James. It saved the data as a list. So if I want to access LeBron James data, I got to reference that from a list. So let me save another variable called LBJ equals contacts, and let me get the index of 0, because that's where LeBron James data is at. Okay. Now if I press enter, now I have all LeBron James contacts. Press LBJ again. I should get the same data on that I just had, but this time it's in a dictionary. Okay. Now let's pull up all of LeBron James contact information. Let's pull up all the keys, and these keys are these keys are data that I can access from LeBron James contacts. Okay, so I want to say lbj.keys since it's a dictionary, and as you can see, I can pull up LeBron James' birthday, last name, his notes, contacts ID, profile, phone, and etc. Okay, so what I want to access now is LeBron James' birthday. So let me scroll down. Okay, let me slide this to the side. And LeBron James' birthday I have stored in here, even though this data is not correct. LeBron James' birthday that I have right here is December 16, 1986. So let me see, can I access LeBron James' birthday? So I can do that by calling lbj.get, and I want to get his birthday. Okay, so I'm going to put that in. And as you can see, 1986, 12, 16. And as you can look, that it is the same data. December 16th, 1986. Okay. Now, not only can I access the data that's inside of my iCloud account, I also can create contacts and place them inside of my iCloud account. Okay, let's do that now. Let's create a contact with one of my favorite football player, Peyton Manning. So how I'm going to access that, I'm going to say contacts. I'm going to call my contact class, and I'm going to call the function create, where I create contact. I'm going to give it a name, and the name is going to be Peyton Manning. Let's spell his name correctly. Peyton Manning. And let's give Peyton Manning, let me access the phone field, and let's give him a mobile number. Okay, I'm going to call this mobile. And let's give him a number of 804-1818. And also let's give Peyton Manning a birthday. Okay, so I'm going to say Peyton Manning birthday. Not sure how old he is, so let's give him a birthday January the 1st, 18. I don't know what he was born in 70 something maybe. Let's give him a 75. Hey, I'm not gonna make him that old. I don't know how old he is. Okay. Now if I press enter, okay, if you look to the left side of the screen, you should see Peyton Manning contact pop up onto my iCloud account. So I press enter here. Bam, as you can see on the left side of the screen, Peyton Manning contact just appeared. So let's access some of the data that's inside that. Okay. All right. Now that I have the data pulled up, I gave him a number of 804-1818 with the birthday of January 18th, 1975. Okay. So now that I can create contacts, I also can delete contacts out of my iCloud account. Okay, but first, before I delete that, let me go back into the contacts. Let's call my contacts again, whereas before, if I call contacts.name to show you guys that it did put the data inside of my iCloud account using my program. As you can see, now I have two names pulled up in my contacts. Okay, now if I want to access the data that's inside of each of these contacts, let me call contacts.contacts, and as you can see, there's two lists of data that's inside of my contact. Okay, now if I want to find out the length of this, okay, let me call contact again, and this time let's run a length of this, and it should be 2. There we go. Okay, now I have 2 fields in here where I can access that. So first, let's run a dir on my contact class and see everything that I can do with my contacts. Okay, I can get the full contact information. I can get the email addresses. I can get the names. I can get the address field. So I want to access the address field, which I didn't give Peyton Manning the address field. So let's call contacts.addresses. Okay, if I call that, it should pull up all of my contacts addresses. Since I only gave LeBron James an address field and not Peyton Manning information come back as N8 and 9. Okay. Now if I want to access the numbers, which I can do, let's call contacts again, contact class, and let's get the numbers. I press enter, and as you can see, 2 numbers come back, and by default it's going to come back as the mobile number. Okay, let's go to LeBron again. Okay, since LeBron James has many numbers, okay, from mobile, iPhone, home, when I call the iCloud, when I call the contacts numbers, it's going to access the mobile field, and it's going to give the mobile number back. Okay, that's LeBron James mobile number, and as from earlier, Peyton Manning number is 804-804-1818. Okay, now let's look at this again, and let's see what else information I can pull up. Okay, alright, I got the address. I already pulled up the address. The email address, I can pull up the email address. So let's say contacts.email. Okay, like I said, that's LeBron James at NBA.com, and Peyton Manning come back as NA since I didn't get him one. So let's look at LeBron James 1, and as you can see, it's gonna come back as LeBron James at NBA.com. Okay, now that I have all that, now that I showed that, I also can delete my contacts. Okay, so Peyton Manning, I got Peyton Manning right here. Say for instance that I don't want Peyton Manning contact anymore into my iCloud account. So I can simply call the contacts class again, and this time we're gonna call delete. And with this delete function, I can give I can reference any data that I want inside of my contacts and delete that by any data that's inside the contacts. So if I pull up Peyton Manning right here, okay, Peyton Manning have a mobile number, a birthday, and his first and last name, Peyton Manning. Now if I want to delete this contact, I can access Peyton Manning's first name, or I can access the last name, or I can access the mobile number. Either one that I put in, it automatically knows that what contacts I'm talking about, and it will delete that. Okay, so let's delete that. Let's delete Peyton Manning. Then we gonna okay, I didn't give it names, so let's say Peyton. I'm just gonna give it a name. Matter of fact, I'm gonna give him a lowercase name. Okay, and see will it delete it. Peyton. If I press enter, okay, nothing happened because I misspelled his name. Press enter again, and as you can see on the left side of the screen, Peyton Manning just disappeared. Okay, let's bring that back. Okay, go back through this, and let's bring it back, and let's give Peyton Manning an address. Okay, let's give the address equals, let's give it a street, and let's call this street Peyton Street, not Python, Peyton. Peyton Street. Still trying to spell Python. Okay, that's gonna be the address, Peyton Street. So let's create that contact again. Okay, now if I go back into Peyton Manning, okay, my mouse work. Now if I go back into Peyton Manning, why is my mouse not moving? Okay, go back into Peyton Manning. This time Peyton Manning have a address, a home address, Peyton Manning Street, United States. Okay, now if I call the address function again, this time Peyton Manning now has an address, Peyton Street. Okay, and that is how my program works. I got many more features that I can also access from my contacts field, and many more things that I can access from my iCloud account. Okay, that's just part of it. I'm not actually done with the program yet. I got a few more features and a few more bugs to get out of it, and once I'm done with it, I will release this program onto GitHub. Now if you guys like this video, please leave a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe. And if anything that I did not talk about in this video that you guys want to know, please leave a comment down at the bottom of the screen, and I will try my best to answer all you guys' questions. Okay, again, I will, when I'm done with this program, I will release this on GitHub, so look forward to that. You guys want the code for this, And until next time.